Time is now 7 o'clock. I'm going to call to order the May 11th, 2016 meeting of the Tilton Budget Committee. First order of business, I think Matthew Crowell is our newest member. We're very glad to have you with us.
Thank you.
I think you met everybody.
Yes.
And we have some people who are not here this evening, and we'll introduce you to them as they trickle in.
Okay.
If they trickle in, it may be that they'll be coming in late.
Okay.
We might even be through by that time that it gets...
Sorry.
And Eric will turn off his cell phone. I don't know what something exciting just happened. I could tell from that Channel 9's special. Did everybody get the letter from Tim? Matthew, are you getting mail
I got
from?
an email just recently from him.
Okay.
I didn't have time to look at it yet.
There was one that came out, I was concerned, and I talked to him earlier today because we hadn't gotten a copy of the budget yet.
Okay.
And we usually have a copy of the budget prior to our meeting so we can review it and decide what we're going to be talking about tonight. However, there was an issue yesterday. He's also the IT director, and there was an issue at the police department yesterday because there was a power failure. So he was tied up with that and wasn't able to get it out in a timely fashion. So that's why he sent us, and I think if you read it, said the majority of the debt payments have been made for the year. And when you look at the budget, you'll see that the percent year-to-date spent is very high. It's because a lot of things are paid out at the beginning of the year.
Right, okay.
And he's done that, and that's what skewed the whole thing, and that's what his letter was about. So, I guess our first order of business is to review the minutes from the last meeting. Take a few minutes to do that, for anybody who hasn't read them, to read over them. Does everybody have a chance to read them?
Make a motion to approve the minutes of April 13th as written.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Abstain. I wasn't.
Opposed? Abstain? One abstention? Okay. Does everybody have a copy of the budget now in front of them? Did you provide them with that?
Yeah.
The questions come up in the past, and I just wanted to clarify it. How many we get an electronic copy? Everybody gets an electronic copy. I come in and ask for a hard copy. And I've had the experience of saying on another committee, budget committee, that I wanted an electronic copy, which was great, but there was something, when it came time for the meeting, there was something about having a hard copy that I could write on and make notations on that made me much more comfortable. So that's why I like a hard copy. I know it's a waste of paper in some people's mind. In my mind, it's not, because I can continue to use it. But I'd like to find out how many people would like to have a hard copy provided before the meeting.
Well, I'd like it at the meeting.
Okay, you don't want it beforehand?
But I get the email copy, I'll look
Okay.
at that.
Is everybody
make my
happy
notes,
with
but
just getting it
sometimes-
at the meeting, or would you like it beforehand? At the meeting?
At the meeting's fine with me.
Okay. So if you could make sure we don't have a hard copy. I'll probably get one from Tim beforehand anyway. I'll come in and print one off. Okay. We just got these copies this evening, so if we take a look at them to see if anybody has any questions. Matthew, usually what we do is we have the electronic copy before the meeting,
review.
and we've had a chance to review it, and anything that we have questions on, we can bring up and discuss. And this year, probably what we will do after this meeting is go through everything almost line by line. Because one of the things that happened last year is that we didn't do that, and some of the things got ahead of us.
Okay.
And if we don't do it line by line, we'll at least do it by department. Okay?
Sounds good.
What's our fiscal year? Is it 12/31? Our fiscal year?
Yeah. Calendar year.
Yeah. But a lot of the things are due in the beginning of the year. And then a lot of things like, with the agencies that come in, I think some of them get it by quarter, and some of them get it all at one time, and that's up to them. Am I not correct in that, as to how they want it?
Yeah, Tim kind of tries to get them to take it so that we don't have to borrow money.
What was that?
Tim tries to get them to take it in partial payments, so we don't have to get any loans to cover our budget,
Oh, yeah.
or at least reduce some hands.
I think in the past, some of the agencies have been in financial straits because of building issues or whatever, and they've requested it, and it's been dispersed to them then, but
Yeah, I think that was in here.
Think she-
7 got it
Pat, did you-
100%.
yes.
I said it was talking the outside agencies. 7 got it 100%. That's all I see.
Some of them go quarterly.
Yeah, they usually put it in the first meeting. After town meeting, we usually just put it in for it.
And then we just issue it.
And then
We've had occasions, for instance, I know for a few years, the Red Cross didn't get theirs because they didn't know they had to request it, and I think that's been something. So I think since then, we've mentioned when they come in that it's something they have to request if it's awarded to them.
Even though we approve the funds until they submit
Yeah.
it, like an invoice or request for the funds that were approved, we don't. And if the time goes by,
And the danger in doing that and not requesting it is that we think, well, they must not care, which is what we thought with the Red Cross, till we questioned them and they said, well, they didn't realize, they thought they would be notified when they got it, so. Selectman Constantino, you had a question, I believe?
Well, I looked over the budget earlier, I mean, we all got it at the same time, but I looked over it earlier, and I know one of the ones I usually look at, the ones that we should be around 40% and 45% at this time of the year
Right.
for most of our budget items. But under PD, you'll notice weapons expenses at 98%. At the end of the last year, we had an opportunity, our weapons were a little over 8 years, just shy of 9 years old. And, what were they, Ruger's?
yeah,
I think
But
that's what they
we
were.
had an opportunity to buy SIGs, and they took $257 as a trade-in, which made, I believe the numbers that I'm giving you are correct, that it ended up costing us end result, $254 for the gun. The ammunition would end up being a lot cheaper with the new SIGs. So the weapons, they just came in, so that's why you have a 98%.
We didn't encumber that from last year?
We encumbered some of it, but not all of it. We would take some of it from the weapons, ammunition would come from the weapons. So we knew we were gonna take some of it from.
What was the overall expense?
I think, 8,000.
Was it that, I thought it was less than that, but,
My computer's back there, I could look it up. 6 to 8,000 overall. That's with the holsters and the ammunition and the SIGs themselves. So they just got here last Tuesday. They arrived, and Chris Paquette is the firearms trainer, certified engineer with them before there. That's why we're up there on 98. And then on town hall printing, it's the town puts it to a further issue for printing.
Can we just go back to the weapons expense for a minute? Have we already been reimbursed for the trade-in, or will that come after the current weapons have been traded in?
That's a good question. What's budgeted here is what our expense will be, and the reimbursement will come as a revenue.
Okay.
They don't take the price off of, if the gun was $500, they don't take the trade-in value off of that, and that's, so we don't actually get a reimbursement then.
You won't actually get a physical reimbursement because the end result will be a number.
So the invoice,
a trade-in number,
the invoice that we paid is the net invoice less the,
Right.
trade-in.
right.
Some of it,
Well, she just said it was a revenue, but it's not technically a revenue, it's a,
I'm sorry.
It's a discount.
It's a discount,
It's a
yeah.
discount. It would actually as a discount. The ammunition is what we paid for. We paid for some of it encumbered in 2015.
weren't they supposed to use the old rounds as practice ammunition, or was that incorrect?
Some of it was used as, in 2015, whatever was left, 2015, is practice. Don't know that all of the guns are being traded. It's 1-for-1 for actually usage of the officers. I don't know if the backups are being traded.
Do they have to go in, like, obviously, no, I don't know much about guns, so, but do they have to go and get trained on that new weapon to see how it handles compared to the old one before they're allowed to use that one in service?
They have to be certified in the use of that particular gun, yes.
Is that done in-house?
Right now?
And firing range.
Yes, it arrived Tuesday.
No, I said, is the training done in-house?
Yes, Chris Paquette.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Chris Paquette also does this, the police academy training as well.
Does that save us money to have him do it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Big. So good.
He's one of the best firearms trainers.
Are there any plans to renegotiate the janitorial services, or to look at that again in terms of hiring somebody as opposed to having the outside service do it? I know in the past we've done it a different way, and we've had other suppliers.
Each time we've looked at it, in the past 8 years that I've been selecting them, we've looked at it, the people that we hired directly, they haven't worked out for us when they hired, and it's been a contractor, we've been able to go back on that contractor and say, okay, we'll do it right, and it's worked out for us. Negotiating the contract is not, it's up for renegotiation, I think, in February again. So, yes, every couple of years, we'll go out with new RFPs and see if we're in the ballpark of where it's at. I think it was 2 years ago. I
2
think.
years ago.
2 years ago,
Actually, we had somebody come in for a short while and we let them go.
yeah.
So that's a nice thing about the having the outside contractors, if they don't do it right, and they don't have the price, we aren't stuck with them.
Employees are a little different.
Well, you have to furnish more, you have to, if they're a full-time employee, you have to,
Well, when you keep in consideration the supplies, you're paying for all of the supplies and things, you're still looking at the wage, and you're looking at whether or not they're doing the job, you're looking at supervision, the time it takes for supervision, you're looking at evaluation, and, you know. for
Vacation
someone to
days,
early,
and sick pay, and
Yeah.
who's gonna cover for them.
health benefits if they're full-time, and
And you're looking for someone to come in very early during the time when they're cleaning to supervise, or let them know that things are not done the way that they're looking, so it becomes an issue.
All right, does anybody have any questions?
Do we know if that fuel issue that I brought up last month got cleared out? I never got a follow-up on that. The gas line in February, listed February, but nothing for January.
I did speak to
I
Tim
think,
about it.
didn't you send an
I
email
thought
out
we
like that
got
night?
something on it, yeah.
After that.
I think it was that night.
I think
Yeah,
it was
Figured it
too.
out.
Maybe I missed it, I apologize.
Yeah,
Do we have a sidewalk plan yet?
yes, we do. It's on Google Drive. I don't see why we can't share it with you.
Okay.
I'll make sure that you get it. This year, it's the School Street and Mill Street. School Street up to the bridge on both sides, and then the front of Town Hall, and then Mill Street. It's a portion of just a fix, I think, on Winter.
Yeah, it's good, fix some of the grading around it,
Yeah.
and that where it's washing out to protect it.
We really don't want to do too much on Winter because they're doing gas, they're replacing gas lines. Did you get that notice? And to the Veterans Home, and they're looking to do all new gas lines down Winter Street. We don't really want to repair anything for sidewalks, because if the road is finally repaired, then we can do it. Otherwise, everything undermines our sidewalk, and it's hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Oh, the gas lines are done, will it be their responsibility to repair the sidewalks?
If they damage it.
If
It
they
looks like they're
damage it,
gonna
yes.
put them on the other side of the street.
But right now,
Still being-
it's not only, it's the drainage right now that's undermining the sidewalks. And the drainage is coming down off of several places up by the Veterans Home. It comes over and back and then over again. And it's undermining the sidewalk, and it's deteriorating, eroding.
It looks like they
bottom.
paved one part of it the other day, or
And they're
something.
they're Band-Aids.
Well, yeah, they did like a swale type
Yeah.
thing.
And it's just real Band-Aid. We did that.
Yeah.
It's just Band-Aids. Until, we're not gonna spend, what was it, it's over $100,000 to do the sidewalk. We're not gonna spend that kind of money, knowing that it's just gonna happen again, because they're not gonna fix Winter Street. That was one of the roads they wanted us to take over. And we said no, because there's too many trucks, and if they do the addition of 300 beds that we heard that they were going to do, that's even more trucking and more visitors and more cars going up on Winter Street. We don't want to take that road over.
So that road won't ever be fixed in the near
We have
future?
plans in 2018 to do like a mill and fill kind of thing.
Like what they did on Colby and Clark,
Like,
a reclaim?
yeah.
But, and Caleb's gonna be done then
But
also,
they are going to do some
right?
Yeah. it's-
gas, and they contacted Water and Sewer to see if they wanted to do their updates or add whatever during that time while it's open. So when they close it, they'll be doing some work then, so some of it may get repaired at that time.
Going back to the fuel issue, it looks like he gave us a fuel usage report, but my question was that on the statement that we received in April, it didn't indicate a January bill, where there was nothing placed for the month of January. So I just want to make sure that we're not missing a bill cycle somewhere in the budget. I mean, it says like we've used 22% of the budget, or 26% in the case of one of the departments.
So a January bill for gas use.
Well, there wasn't, when we got the last statement, it said February, but it didn't say January, so. It seemed like there was a month missing.
The last financial report?
Yeah. When you got to the detail, the month to date equaled the year to date, and it shouldn't have if we were in April.
So maybe when the school sent out the bill in February, they moved in January.
This one.
That's what I suspect took place, but
Because that's the end of their fiscal year, right? I'll find out.
Just checking.
That's on, you send me an email.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Send them there.
are there any plans for the town to look into the possibility of solar energy? I know at one time we had an energy committee.
We
Is
still
that
have an
defunct?
energy committee, but nobody has applied to be on it. Nobody's wanted to be on it. It's still open. We do have a solar light on the island for Blacko.
Well, I know,
Very nice.
I know, and we appreciate
doing
that,
our
Mr. Scanlon.
Thank you.
I don't know whether any of you
was
have
fun.
seen that or not, but John was very creative,
I
and
was out of town for a week. I saw a picture on Facebook, though.
that's what it was.
The overhead costs for solar is crazy.
Yeah.
Workers'
Just
comp
to-
issue that he has from falling off the ladder is another story. No,
Not necessarily, because the school
the splinter up here.
is working out a deal with one of the companies,
Oh, okay.
okay? So that's why I thought it might be in somebody's best interest, the town, to, at some time, look into it.
Well, there's an empty lot on Cedar Street. We could probably put up a windmill there.
Isn't that town property?
It is down
We
property.
can make it a wind farm.
Yeah.
Or they have, I saw when I was out west, these big solar farms.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
they tried to
it's
do one of those, where, in Plymouth, and
Yes.
it was voted down.
Well, they have windmills, so that's enough for them. I have a question. I saw that they swept the roads. Why are we sweeping Main Street if it's just gonna be a big construction zone? It seems like we'd be,
I think that was the
Spending good
first
money.
sweeping.
We sweep Main Street several times a year.
I know that, but I think if we either do it once a week or every other week, but it just seems like we should wait until after they pave it in July, because they're gonna be digging, and it's gonna be,
If you don't, all of that
That's a mess.
comes into the businesses downtown. It's just trash. If you wait long enough,
it just seemed like it was.
Yeah, that,
Just seems like to be an endless battle trying, especially once we get some rain, and, they're only doing over here right now, but eventually they're gonna do all the storm drains, I think, and it just seems like it's,
not quite all of them, but they cambered all of them, and there are several that need to be replaced or repaired. So there are some that don't need any work done to them, but there are some that do. And they're going to do that one by one. For the next 2 weeks, they'll be done.
the other thing
There are
with
some that
the,
don't need it.
with the street sweeping, what we do is we enter into a contract for a certain number of times, too. So what happens is, if we were to order them à la carte to come up and sweep the street, the price goes way up. And I think we're paying like $150 or something.
yeah, but they only do the roads around town once a year, and I can promise you that they don't do all the roads, and, but Main Street, I think it's done every other year, because I
I mean,
can
they don't do all of them.
just drive around town, and they haven't done, Autumn Drive hasn't been done, I can tell you that.
Yeah, they're still coming.
It wasn't done last year, so. But And like, if you go on High Street, they did the like, on Cedar Street, they did the sidewalk, but on High Street, they didn't do the sidewalk.
If they didn't do the on High Street going down from your house going down,
Yeah.
there were 2 trucks out there at the time that they were.
Yeah, there's one that he always parks out there, and then,
Exactly, so that they couldn't do that. And there was one towards the end down by Maple Court on Cedar Street, so they couldn't get part of that sidewalk, painted sidewalk. But I want to know, I mean, I'll put a phone call in tomorrow to make sure Autumn Drive, because all the streets have to be done. And that was part of the contract.
And I have a
But they're going
question.
out Friday to finish up the second half of the town.
it's gonna rain.
Why,
Maybe it's to be rescheduled.
why do they need to have a public works person supervising the contractor?
They don't supervise the contractor, they're in a dump truck and they unload the dirt into the dump truck so that
Okay.
they can continue on.
All right.
They back up and unload.
It's actually quite deep, this is. Feed the beast, and then they keep going.
Okay. Any other questions?
That's it.
Who pays for the sweatshirts that say Tilton DPW?
You do.
It's out of the uniform budget,
Okay.
which is a lot less than what we've been. We went to another source this year, which was considerably less than what we've been paying in the past. I believe it was the cleaning company that did it. It was a cleaning/uniform company that we used.
Well, I noticed the sweatshirts are much lighter in color, and I would think they would be much more comfortable. And
Well, this year we were with Dave Fox in Gotham, and it was considerably less.
good, I like to hear local people are getting business.
Was that put out to bid?
Not very many people with the
It
order.
was less than $500, but what he did is he did check prices, and brought in prices and presented them to us from different options.
See which ones are the cheapest.
I have a good source, so that's what I had to say. I have a good source, so. I didn't know it wasn't.
Anybody that has uniforms in town, just reach out to them and say, hey,
Dave checks, he has access, that's what he does, is go to the various vendors.
So does my boss, that's what he does for a living, embroidery, uniforms.
let them know.
I will. If you look at a local pizza place, we did all their stuff. If you like theirs. All caps, hats. If you like the hillbilly weatherman, look at his stuff coming out soon.
He gets their uniforms from the uniform.
Well, that's different, I wouldn't, they have to be like certified for that.
Even their polos have to be
Actually, he does all that.
Okay.
I'll talk to you.
Okay.
We're still negotiating the pickup for the trash, so that should be finalized this week.
We should be signing the contract
Yeah.
this week. For three,
It was three, wasn't it? I think it's a 3-year contract.
When will we have some idea of what the difference in tonnage is and how much it's gonna cost or save or whatever, once we stop the purple bags?
Should be within 30 days, we'll have the monthly tonnage reports will start coming in, and we'll see, what the difference is in the recycling versus the amount of MSW. I would suspect that the first one is probably going to be higher in trash, because I'll bet you people are probably hoarding a little bit, waiting for, that
My mattress
the first
out
time.
and stuff like that.
Well, they still have to be in the containers, you still have to put in there. But people aren't buying the purple bags as much, and So the first-
But a lot of people I've talked to had a huge supply of the purple bags. I talked to one person who used to buy like 3 months' supply at a time. And uses, I couldn't, I guess I learned from one of the merchants who sold the purple bags that if you cram them down in, you can get like 4 weeks in one bag. I guess some people didn't try that, they just used one a week. So, that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
I could get 4 weeks in one.
if you recycle good, you can
It doesn't work if I go to a store and I buy a mattress, I strap it to the roof of my car and I bring it home. Where am I supposed to dispose my old mattress?
Put it on,
So bring it down to town hall?
put it down to.
So they do that on regular,
Demo, right,
it's not on regular, okay.
they don't pick it up.
No, I didn't think they did, but, I lived in one town where you,
Saturday morning, you could,
well, I lived in one town where you could go to town hall and you buy like a tag for $5 or $10, depending how big the item was, and you could tag it and they would still take it.
I lived in a town where if you called them ahead of time and told them you were gonna put a huge TV out on such and such a date, they would pick that up. At no charge, no extra charge. That was an answer. Here, if you have a TV you wanna get rid of, and you take it to the dump, you've gotta pay them to take it, unless you wait till
Amnesty.
amnesty.
Amnesty Day, I don't know if anybody else went down there, but it was quite busy. And there's, the number of TVs and electronics and computers and the big screen TVs is incredible. And
I contributed.
yeah, I did too.
I wasn't here.
And tires,
Well, I read one letter to the editor about why Tilton was so caring about this, that, and the other, but they didn't have any place to take pills. And of course, we had CBS, which is on the Franklin, Tilton, yeah. So,
Walgreens doesn't
Well,
do
we
it.
coordinate with Franklin.
oh, that's what
Yeah.
the answer was.
Our police officers
Yeah.
still there, yeah. They collected 12 tons of pills in the state of New Hampshire to take back to drugs that weekend.
A lot of pills.
12 tons.
Good thing it didn't wind up in the rivers, imagine the fish.
and that's what happens, is
Well,
they get flushed and they end up in our water supplies.
I was just gonna say, me, out of my ignorance, at one time did that.
Yeah.
I mean, I was taking like 21 pills a day, and I said, I've had it, I'm not gonna take any more. And I didn't know any better, I flushed it down the toilet. I had a septic system, so it didn't go into,
Well, it goes into the ground.
it went
which
to the
leaches
ground,
wells.
yeah, but it didn't go in, into the town water system.
Flush it.
But I didn't know any better, and I think a lot of people have done that.
Over the years, absolutely.
Yeah, it's kind of- Our rivers were,
Yeah.
had different purposes.
But I'm glad that we have that, because I know I get my prescriptions changed a lot. And, I have all these trying different milligrams of whatever. And, I don't know what to do with them when I have all these pills. Want to get a refund, but of course that's ask, they won't do that.
They're part-time, seasonal highway.
Yeah, we're going to get, I think, how many hours a week? Was it 30 hours a week? Part-time seasonal, around like $16 an hour to help out. Was it 12?
I noticed we have pet waste bags for the island. Why don't we have them for Main Street?
Because we have a donor that buys them for the island, reimburses the town. Bought the container and buys the bags as needed.
Just seemed like a good idea to me.
Well, I think it would be an excellent idea, but first I'd like to catch the people that are doing it downtown first, and they're not
Yeah.
doing that, along with the ticket.
Are we keeping the same assessor? Are we keeping the same tax assessor?
We renewed the contract, however, we agreed as selectmen that we would do an RFP this summer to look at next year.
That was my next question. Do we go out to bid on that? Because all right, are there any other questions or comments on the budget at this point?
Just like to get it more than an hour in advance next time, if we could. Like to get
Yeah,
it more than an hour in advance, if we could note that.
Well,
I thought we noted that in the beginning of the meeting.
I know, it's just, you said in the comments, so.
yeah, one of the tough things is our meeting is right as he's closing out the books. So I could probably do better now.
Audit
We even
just
got that
finished.
before.
We couldn't do this until the audit was finished.
Yeah.
Someone will be there.
And usually we do get it before the day of, a couple of days before, which gives us an opportunity to look at it. I mean, you can only stare at it so long.
Right.
All right, is there any other business?
We're gonna meet in July, or?
I thought we had decided last time we wouldn't meet in July, isn't that what we?
We will?
No, we won't.
Won't,
Won't meet in July.
How about,
Are we meeting in June?
Yeah.
Okay.
are we meeting somewhere, anywhere ahead of time, or no? We'll just wait until then.
Oh, we what?
Well, usually in the summertime, we meet somewhere else, but are we waiting until the fall?
We wait until the fall.
We decided this year we'd wait till the fall
Yeah.
so they could present their budgets and at the same time and show if they have anything, if they say, well, we need this equipment or that, or upgrade these things. So
Sounds reasonable to me.
they're actually presenting their budget at the same time. It's nice, so we go up to the police station and
We go-
we'll meet up there, do a walkthrough, shows everything.
Get good
Some
refreshments.
Donuts.
Is that in the budget?
Go to the Public Works and they'll show the equipment.
We don't get refreshments there.
Public Works,
Yeah.
you have a chair.
There's a Dairy Queen right next door.
Well, we
should
can
go there
tell
in the
him
summer.
that it's customary of the
Yeah.
director to pay for our supper and have a barbecue
The Dairy
out of
Queen.
his pocket.
Or we could go down to Onions and
Yeah.
have dinner right
Oh, we got
there.
Dairy Queen right next door, we should have a couple blizzards.
We could go to Dairy
Set up an
Queen.
ice cream
Host
bar.
barbecue for us.
We could do a drive-through on the back of the highway truck.
There we go. One of the things, this evening right before I came down here, I don't know if anybody's familiar with, we have some blue bags. Have you heard about the blue bags?
I saw that on the website.
You can pick up some blue bags, and they're trash bags, and you can pick up trash alongside the road or stuff that was thrown in the woods or anywhere, and you can leave them out and they'll get picked up for free. So I know I spent this evening, I picked up from where Chili's is down to Granite Street, so I have some in my car if anybody wants a couple, just in case they get the urge to.
Like a volunteer,
Do volunteer. Yeah.
adopt a highway type thing. I've seen those on the sides of the
You know, and
woods.
sometimes, if you're going, taking a walk, and see if you got a blue bag and set it out. And I think what we call in, and they'll pick it up, they'll either, if the state or the town sees it, they'll pick it up. And will Casella pick those up for free? Just highway?
Unless it's on the state road, the state will come pick them up.
It was interesting, I had to go to Concord this morning, and some group had cleaned up 93 going down, and it was so windy, they were being blown back on the highway and getting run over.
bags had
Yeah,
spread out?
Getting run over.
So much for that idea.
Yeah.
Thought to myself, poor suckers, thought they were doing something great. and
They used yellow
backfired.
bags, didn't they? They had yellow bags.
Yellow on the highway, yeah.
Yeah, because they were doing the ramp onto 93 South when I went by.
The bags are, I think there's some downstairs and some at the
Lots
garage.
of bags, you can get them in, they're right in Gail's office
Yep.
right there.
That's really good to know, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you know, and if you want, just grab a couple.
You have to have it done by
car.
May 14th, though.
What's that?
You have to have it done by May 14th.
No,
No,
ongoing forever.
Check what the website says.
There is a town cleanup day that we were
right,
trying to,
cleanup day's May 14th.
but this is ongoing.
This is-
that-
I thought it, if you look at the website, I thought it said you have to have the bags put out by May 14th.
I'll have to check.
Oh,
My understanding.
it's right on the front page, I don't know, maybe I misread it.
Ongoing for,
It would be the first time I misread something, but I thought it said May 14th was
that's
the,
gonna be a big
It would be
townwide.
the first time that something incorrect got on there too.
I didn't want to say that, you said it. Make sure you quote Pat Constantino on that.
Anybody have any other
I'm on tape,
motions?
So it doesn't matter.
Like the important,
Audio sometimes skips.
First,
I will
last.
make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Enjoy these short meetings while they are.
Thank you.
Because we'll end